Welcome to my show this week. I've come on a bit earlier because there's stuff going on in my life, and as soon as I start talking, my dog starts making a load of noise. Oh, thank you for that, Zeus. Much appreciated. He just cracks me up, my dog. We love you all the same, though, Zeus, don't we? I'll just share and I will behave. Zeus, shift your booty. Well, I hope everyone's had an okay week this week. I know there's some weird stuff going on in the world, as we know. But I hope everyone's okay. Much love to you all. Thanks for tuning in today. Like I say, I've come on a bit earlier because I've got stuff going on today. It was either come on a bit earlier or not, or not come on at all. Do you know what I mean? So it was, things happen for a reason, as Archangel Michael's saying. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll get on early. But it's been an interesting week. I don't know how a lot of you've been feeling about the energies. It's very intense here in the UK. Hi, Stephanie, Anna, Nicole, Shay. Hi, my darlings. Hello, Rosie. Hello, my darling. Oh, hello, everyone. Anyway, yeah, so the energy's been very intense here. Felt very tired, and at this later part of the week, I've actually felt very insomniac. So it's been a real weird week of energies. Also, the body's felt quite achy, but I'm hearing it's like ascension downloads we're getting, and the physical body is showing it through those, you know, through the, so if any of you have had achy muscles, or you've just felt totally exhausted, gone to bed, and then you've woken up early. Oh, my glasses are a bit skew. Yeah, that's me this week. That's what it's been like for me. So I don't know if, like I say, any of you have been feeling it, but as a collective, yeah, Michael wanted me to talk to you about it. My glasses doing my head in. So, yes, it's been a funny week for me in that respect. Also, my page has been blocked by Facebook, which is really odd because I've never put anything on it, but there's weird stuff going on with Facebook anyway. I don't particularly like Facebook, but I use it for this, which is of the light. So, yeah, Linda, I mean, it really has been very intense energies. And I was thinking this morning, if I'm feeling it in the UK, you guys would be feeling it over there. I hope you're staying strong over there in Australia. Some really weird things going on in the world at the moment. Just try and stay centered, my darlings. Like I say, I've had to change my name on Facebook due to trolling. And because of some of these trolls are local, that's why I just, under the advice of Mr. Michael, my name's spelt that way now. And it'll be like that for a while. But if any of you want to connect with me or email me details, anyone wants a private reading, I'd love to. I love doing my readings. They take up to an hour, but they're pretty good, I believe. So everyone tells me. I had a lady yesterday as well who contacted me. And it was nice to give her a healing session through my reading, because that's what happened. And her father came in, and it was a very lovely reading for her, although she cried all the way through it. But it was, you know, nice to hear from her dad. And like I said, a lot of healing went on. So if any of you want to reach out to me for a reading, I'm sorry, I have to charge because I have to keep a roof over my head. But my details are here. You can friend me on Facebook or send me an email. And I'd love to give you a reading. Because I can't always do mini readings forever for free, you know. It's, yeah, I have to keep a roof over my head. So, yeah, I have to charge. But, yeah, I do mini readings here. But it is But yeah, my readings are pretty cool, I think. So the feedback says. But yeah, I hope you guys are okay. You always have a special place in my heart. I love Australia, and I love the people in it. You know, you are lovely souls. You seem sometimes a bit more open than people in this country. I don't know, you know, you just do. Gosh, it does feel like a lot of us are going through hard times at the moment. Like I say, I have been contacted a few times this week to help with healing processes and things going on in people's lives. And I think some of the people have been dealing with this week, you know, are kind of realizing that it's not all their fault. There is sometimes outer interventions which are kind of out of our hands, you know. But I did a face-to-face reading with a lady this week, and which I do many through the internet all over the world, but I did one face-to-face, and good grief, it was I had to clear the space that I was in, because good grief, what was going on there wasn't very good. So I had like more work to do than just a reading. As Michael came in with me, Archangel Michael, and we actually just cleared the area. It was like some really negative, low vibrational energy. And it wasn't just her home. It was like the whole, she lived in like a row of houses. I just had to clear it. It was awful. And apparently she's felt a difference. So that's good. That's good. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing okay wherever you are in the world. Like I say, some really weird stuff going on in the moment. Michael's just asking me to remind you, just stay centered and keep away from things that trigger you. You know, because we all have our triggers. The news is mine, so I just like to keep off that. I like to keep off that. But yes, exhaustion with these high energies. Morning, Mr. Scott. Morning, Mr. Scott. Yes, he's an amazing archangel. Linda, I want to say man, but he's not. Archangels aren't human, so I can't call him a man. He's just male orientation of energy. And of course, his name's Michael, which is more masculine than feminine. Hi, Scotty dog. But yeah, I feel I'm waffling this morning. Sorry. Mr. Michael, is there anything you want to say for me to say about? Just stay in your centered selves, honey, people, you lovely people, and yeah, try and not be. Yeah, it's hard though to stay, you know, from what's going on in the world. It's hard to stay centered. No one's jumping out at me this morning for whatever reason. Waffle on. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know. Waffling. Bless you, Tiffany. Good morning, Liz. Thanks for joining me, guys. Thank you so much. Hi, Stephen. I hope the weather's warm with you guys. It's flipping freezing here. I'm already sick of it. I've already had enough of the dark nights and everything else. All right, let's get down to business then. Let's get down to business, I'm hearing, and see if I can't do some readings today for you, give people a bit of encouragement. It feels like I got the angels around me. I'm itching, you see. It feels like I'm hearing everyone to keep your thoughts high, though, because remember, what you think manifests into the matrix, into your life. So Michael is reminding for all of us to just keep our thoughts high, because if we're keeping our thoughts high collectively, that actually does help the earth as a whole, as well as ourselves. And Michael's, that's what he's reminding me this morning, which is absolutely fine, because up to now he's not said much. He's kind of left it to me what I talk about. Yeah, I mean, Jackie, nature always is very high vibrational for me, and also very grounding, you know, and that to me is a trigger of happiness. Not, you know, if I'm feeling like down or low vibrational, I either have a shower and get in with the, you know, salt, or get the rose quartz on the body and just lift the vibration, or get into nature. Do you know what I mean? That's, you know, you just got to do these things to help your sovereign self stay centered. Otherwise, if you're, you know, getting sucked into all what's going around you, just brings your vibration down. You get panicky and anxious and anxiety, and, you know, so you just, if you know your triggers, just keep away from them. That's all I can say. Because, like, you know, I know mine, and I keep away from them. Hi, Laura. Lovely to have you. It's almost, yeah, because you're going into summer, aren't you, guys? You lucky people, you know. I love Australia. Just can't. It's too flipping cold in this country at this time of year, and I think it's the damp night. It's like the dampness and the dark nights. Right. I'll see if anyone's jumping out at me. Yeah, it's funny you should say that, Jackie. There's many ways that the earth dispels negative energy, and that's why we have storms, high winds and things like that, because at the moment, if people don't know, they drop a lot of stuff from the sky, not just chemtrails, flus, colds. It all gets dropped from the sky, and the way the angels work is, you know, especially Raphael is the angel of healing, that anyway, but Raphael is also the element of wind, so blows it through, and there is many ways, yes, of dispelling negativity from the earth. I mean, Archangel Michael and Self-Indul are protectors of our earth as archangels, and they try and do their best to prevent as much stuff, negative energies coming to earth, but some of it still penetrates through. It's impossible to catch all of it, Michael says, and this is why it's so important for us as a collective to like us light workers to be just holding the light and high vibrational, so we kind of can just buffer off that energy coming into earth. I mean, I don't want to get too in depth, but, you know, you have alien orientation there and other certain things, and, you know, that's just the way it is. That's the bottom line of it. You know, these things do exist. And what's annoying is they don't even have to be here. They can be light years away, you know, before they start messing with Earth. They don't even have to be here. And that's the truth. But it might be a bit much for some of you, so I'll scare you even. I don't want to scare you. So, but, you know, rain, wind, these are all elements of actually removing negativity from the earth, and whatever other rubbish that they like to bring our way. You know, it is a way of cleansing for sure, Rebecca. And people probably don't think that way, but it is. And fire as well, believe it or not. Not that you want a lot of fire because of devastation it causes. And we can blame Michael for that, he's saying, because he is the element of fire. So, you know, it is another way of regenerating the earth, he's saying. You know, what you think about it, when there is fire, especially in nature, although poor animals and things get you know, they do as well get taken, but it also generates the earth. But Michael's saying it's natural fires and not ones that are started by man that he can be accountable for. You know, there's a lot I hear that are started on purpose by man. So, but the element of fire is Archangel Michael, but that, you know, when it's not started by man, he's saying he's quite adamant about that. I had the lady I had yesterday, I did some coaching with her, Tiffany, and she was saying the same thing. Now, Michael always says there's nothing hard, nothing difficult about trying to connect with the angels or spirit in general, because there's something I always say, they're stood right next to you. If you feel you have to drum someone up or like do a Ouija board or anything low vibrational and demonic like that, you're actually calling up the wrong type of spirit. You're actually you know, calling up not good stuff. So I always say spirit are next to you and your angels are next to you. You just have to invoke them to work with you. We are all born with a guardian angel, every single one of us. We have them many lifetimes, depending on how old a soul you are. But yeah, everyone has that guardian angel. And some of us have, you know, more than one archangel that are looking after us. Michael's kind of taken me under his wing because I'm Sagittarius and he is the element of fire. Remember, he also comes under that kind of, you know, that cloak for me because I'm a fire sign. But he takes it across him. He takes it upon himself to, you know, look after me. So there's a reason for everything he's saying. Yeah, that's exactly right. Tides, fire, rain, volcanic, because there is things with it. Okay, I'm being told to bring this up as well because you brought this up, Jackie. Which is absolutely fine, but Michael wants me to elaborate on volcanoes because there's our ley lines that intercepted with not good forces. There's things within our earth ley lines to actually, because Palma, I think the island of Palma is having volcanic eruption as well at the moment, and Michael's saying it's a way of releasing it from the earth's core. So, and what's in it? It's not because there's demonic stuff there. There's stuff that's been trying to penetrate the ley lines of the earth. And this is a way of eradicating that because it's got to come up then. It can't hide, is what Michael's saying. So thank you, Jackie, for bringing that up. Because there's a lesson here for everyone today. There's a reason for everything. And this seems to be it at the moment, because I caught that only last week that Palma is having an eruption, but it's a way of ridding these forces out of the earth's ley lines. So demonic, I'm hearing demonic, an alien orientation out of the earth's ley lines. So yeah, there is there's a reason for everything, even though we don't think that or see that, I'm hearing. So, yeah. So that's what's happening, apparently. Salt water is really good, Stephen, for eradicating your, cleansing your auric field. Himalayan salt baths, Himalayan salt, even washing with it. What it does is or even rose quartz, it all clears your auric field. If there's anything stuck within your auric field, meaning your aura, it will clear it. And sometimes if you're feeling down and you don't know why you're feeling down and you feel your vibrations dropped, there might be something in your aura stuck in your auric field because you've been around people that day. And for super sensitive people, light workers, this can happen a lot and people don't always recognize it. because it's highly important to not necessarily shower every day, or you know what I mean, but to just keep your auric field clear, because it affects you. And sometimes people think, you know, oh, I'm sad, and they don't have a reason for it, but it could be something just stuck in your field that needs clearing. So salt is, yeah, the best thing. And also salt's good for eradicating, or salt's good for anything, really. I used to put salt at my door so nothing demonic would come in it. But now I just call Michael. Get him out! So, you know. Yeah, you should always call on your angels, Liz, because, you know, they don't initially have free will, although they must have some free will because of the Book of Enoch, and Michael, you know, raced them out of heaven, all the fallen angels, including my guardian angel was one of them. Daniel, but yes, you do have to ask them to work with you. So yeah, and also do cord kinds, guys, if you've been around a lot of people, because you'll also be corded up to people energetically. Everyone you speak to, you will form a cord, an energetic cord. So I'm hearing, you know, to remind you to do cord cuttings as well, because that can not you realizing you're still corded to that person, but that person can be quite depressive and things like that. I think if you're, a lot of us kind of light workers, we end up living in solitude quite a lot of the time because of these things when you're so sensitive, you know. Confirmation, I would say, Lisa. I would say confirmation for you, but Himalayan salt baths, pink. Well, I usually get pink Himalayan salt baths. They're amazing, but you can also get pink Himalayan shower gel as well, I think. But you can even just rub the salt on you while you shower, like a loofah, you know, like a loofah would to, you know, on your skin. It would, you know. Or like I say, a rose quartz, a rough rose quartz is quite nice as well, because that clears your field. And rose quartz stands for love, but it's also a very good clearing stone, obviously, because it'll clear your auric field. But it will also, it's the love stone, so it kind of gives back to you as well, you know. Cord cutting, Rebecca, is quite easy. It's all about intention. Anything with spirituality, it's all about intention. So it's having the intention of doing this, of cord cutting, and envisaging. I usually say, when I used to work mainstream, I used to work around a lot of people, I would just say to Michael, because he's the man. God, these glasses drive me mad. He's the man that helps with cord cutting and protection. So I would say to Michael, can you please release all the cords that I've attached to me today through the meeting of other people? And I would envisage all these cords popping off my torso, and I'd say, send them back with love. And if it's individually, you can also imagine it like a person that keeps coming into your mind's eye, and that you're still attached to them energetically, because they keep coming to in your mind. You can imagine them stood in front of you, and then you literally cut the cord with the scissors from you first and then to them, and then give the cord back with love, and then it's done. But you do get energy vampires, and if that's the case, you're going to have to keep cord cutting. And you know you've got an energy vampire because you feel very drained around them, and also you keep thinking about them when you're not in their company. So that is a good lesson to know, that energy vampire, you're still corded to them, and they'll keep taking your energy. So like I say, it's all about intention. That's all. Rose quartz is lovely because for me, rose quartz is Archangel Chamuel, but it's a very protective stone as well, rose quartz. But everyone knows it kind of the stone of love. But you know, there are a lot of the crystals are the same as smells and scents. They're connected to certain archangels as well. I can't obviously go too deep into that. I'll be here all day. And then this one for this one, or this one for that one. But yes, so if you want, okay, I hear you. So if you want to use certain scents, like for instance, like berry or cinnamon, that helps draw in, you know, a certain archangel. But they're all different archangels for different colors of the chakra, different crystals, and different scents. But if you want to know more about that, you can, you know, the information is out there, my darlings. The information is out there. Yeah, you do, Miranda, you know, because there is energy vamps out there. And like I say, if you continually keep thinking of someone or they keep coming into your head, it's highly probable, well, they might be thinking of you too, that's for sure. But it also means you could be continually energetically corded to them. So you need to do the cord cutting. And if you are generally feeling very tired after you leave their company, then, you know, they are a bit of a vamp. So it's all part of a learning process, I hear. But yeah, just do your cord cuttings to help you with that. My dog's making a heck of a noise. Zeus, shush. It's all right. As soon as I ever come on, that's him. He'll just lie there for hours and not do anything. And I come on. Yeah, but you'll feel that. You know, you kind of will feel that. But energy vampires, it's quite funny because I used to work with one, and then when I would retract my energy, he would get quite aggressive because you're cutting off the supply of the energy that you're giving them. And it's like they get quite with you. I've experienced it. Frankincense, Liz. Yeah, Lisa, you've done a good job, love, because I know what you mean. Yeah, that is probably an archangel coming to you, though. If you've smelt that, that is an angel trying to come to you. And I got a feeling that's Metatron, Lisa. I got a feeling that's Archangel Metatron. Sometimes when I smell Metatron around, it's quite a sometimes I think it's like hash smell, pot smell, because that's how sometimes he can come in. But when you said that, I really got the energy of Archangel Metatron, Lisa, and it feels like he's wanting to put you in order for are you thinking of learning? Are you thinking of going back to school or going or re-educating yourself? Because this is what the energy I get with you. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it feels like he was coming in to make himself known to you, to help show you the way. That's how it feels, because he's very forceful. When I first heard Metatron, I thought it was God, because he booms. When you hear him talk, he like really booms. But I feel for you, he was just trying to give you guidance to help move you forward, because it feels like there's going to be re-education for you. But it's like, chill out. You need to chill. You seem very hyper about stuff, and this seems to bring in confusion to you. So I'm hearing you just need to just chill, because where you're headed and where you're going is all going to come into place at the right time. This is what I'm hearing. Yeah, I'm always learning new things, but what this is, it feels like Metatron is the one at your back leading you. But it feels like you've got that energy of you're not doing it quick enough, you're going to miss something, or you know what I mean? Yeah, of course you're you're going through a very difficult time, but it feels like, okay, I'm hearing just have the faith And it feels like you're not, because you don't see an end result in something, you then get frustrated and it feels like it doesn't come in quick enough for you. And I'm hearing just calm, just calm yourself and let those things to come to you. And that's what I'm hearing, because there's like all this nervous energy around you, bless your heart. And I just feel Metatron's coming in to try and help lead you where he wants you to be, but also to let you know that it will come and fall into place when it's meant to. Because it feels with you want it yesterday, and it's like, just cool. It's like cool your horses, like calm down, because it'll happen for you, but it's just not, it feels like it's just not quick enough for you. But it'll happen, okay? But he's the one pushing you for sure. He is definitely the archangel working with you for sure. But you just need to know things are going to fall into place. But because you're not seeing those cogs turning, as I say, you think it's, and it's not happening when you want it to happen. You think it's bringing in a frustration energy and you think you're not getting anywhere. That's what I'm getting. Just calm your boots, as we say in this this country. You're heading in the right direction, Lisa. It's just going to fall into place when it's meant to, in the divine timing. And you'll understand when it all falls into place, because they're showing me it's all going to fall into place. But the start of it is all, I hope this makes sense, because it has to all go like concertina into another. That's what I'm hearing. And it's just, well, honey, with Metatron, you will have a warrior next to you, because Metatron, some people, like I say, can mistake him sometimes for Michael, and they can also mistake him for God, because he's got this really boom voice, and it's like how you imagine God's source to sound. But he is a warrior for you, and he will get you where he wants you to be. And it will all fall into place. But what I'm hearing, the start can't fall into place until the end's in place. Does that make sense? That's what I'm hearing. So have faith that it will come right and it will all, work out. But it's going to be when it's divine timing and not when you want it. That's what I'm hearing. So cool your boots and just let this flow is what I'm hearing. Interesting, Lisa. That it just feels there again. It's like have the trust and there's a bigger plan, but you're just not seeing that, Because sometimes with spirit, they don't always share with me as a psychic medium what's in the plan for someone, because then there's no excitement in life, is there? If everyone knows what's coming into their life, like, there's not really, but you just have to have the trust that he's pushing for you. Metatron, all my days, honestly, he's a strong man. But it's definitely his energy I got. Definitely his energy, because he is such a stickler and so good with people with re-education and getting them where you need to be. He's also very good at Lisa, at putting people in order, as in where they're meant to go first, if that makes sense. You'll be pushed into what's relevant for you at this time, So interesting. But he's kind of on the back of, he reminds me of on the back of Michael, because he can be very bossy, but you can't ignore him if he wants to push you in a certain direction. And that's where I feel with you. He's been pushing you in a certain direction, but you're not realizing it's him. That's how it feels for me. For sure. Because a lot of people, you know, you could be working with the archangels, guys, and you don't even realize it. And you don't even realize, you know, you love a certain color, for instance, but you don't realizing you're actually mirroring an angel. You know, I went into a shop this week, and this girl, oh my days, she's covered from head to toe in like pink. And I said to her, do you know because it was more baby pink than fuchsia, because Shamuel is pink to me, but then so's Jophiel, can come through yellow or pink. And the colour of the pink she had on just reminded me it was Shamuel. And I said to her, do you know that you're mirroring, you know, an archangel? And she went, oh my gosh, no, I just love this colour. And I said, but you're working and you don't realise that you're obviously working or have an archangel around you that, you know, and it's coming out in what you wear and how you have your hair. And she said, oh my gosh, what angel is it? And I told her, and she said, oh my God, I'll read it up. I think it is gosh, you know, I just think, Nicole, you've come so far with yourself. You know, just have trust in you, baby girl. You know, you've grown so much, especially as a light worker. Just keep the faith, keep moving forward. There's things I'm hearing you can't change, Nicole. You know, it's difficult. It's difficult with things. Do you know what I mean? It's difficult, things you can't change, you know, and that's what I'm hearing. So that's all I'm saying, because it feels like, you know, your heart's breaking over stuff that, you bless your heart, you can't actually, you know what I mean? Yeah, well, I'd get an order out against him. He's just a vamp in himself, that one, Nicole. The thing is, some archangels can come through, can represent different colours. Metatron for me is like a deep purple colour, but for others it wouldn't be, you know. It's like Michael, third dimensional, he's like a royal blue, but then fifth dimensional, he's like turquoise. And Michael always says it's what works for you and your intuition, you know. Because for me, orange, who's orange for me? Probably a bit more Gabriel with orange and gold, you know. So it's, you know, there's no written rules on this stuff, really. It's what horses for courses. It's what resonates with you, because like I say, Shamuel, I would say, is definitely pink, but then Jophiel can be a shade of pink, you know, as well. So horses for courses. It's what works for you at the end of the day, and what resonates with you, Michael says. Because there is a lot of misinformation written out there as well, which Michael likes to tell me. He does, because he'll come in and say, that's not right, and you're like, okay then, well, educate me, you know. But a lot of it is the fact of intention of just working with the angels, you know. Sorry, I'm just trying to read some of they keep coming in, so. Oh, that's my pleasure. Stacey, thank you for joining me, darling. I try and open your eyes. Nicole, I'm hearing take stock of that with him, because he can't boss you around anymore. He's not with you, but in his mind, he still thinks he can. So I'm hearing just get rid. He can't touch you now, beautiful girl. No. The old Nicole, maybe, but you're the new Nicole now, so no. Because I'm not with my wife in 2 months, can't see my kids for 2 months. But the thing is, honey, you will see your kids again. You will see them again and all will be well. You've just, got to earn some money, it feels like. And you'll get back to them, I'm hearing. That's how it feels for me. Hi, Shelley. Gosh, you have a big heart, Shelley. Sutter. I really feel your heart's massive. Yeah, you'll get home, honey, honestly. I just know that you're doing what you're doing for your family. I know that it is at your expense because you are missing the children so much, and of course your wife. You will get back there. You're doing what you need to do for your family. And you'll get back there and you'll see them, okay? And I feel that missing you as much, I'm hearing. Yeah, you got this massive heart. I mean, it just feels like you just like endlessly kind of give this heart to everybody, and it's kind of gorgeous, Shelley, because you don't care who you give it to as long as you touch them. That's how it feels. You touch them. And if someone's down on you, it feels like you just brush it off. It doesn't affect you. You've been there, done that, and it doesn't affect you. But I just feel you've got this massive heart. And it's people like you that help make the world go round, I'm hearing, which is wonderful. So thank you for being you, I'm hearing. Yeah, it just feels like, Shelley, you just don't listen to people's shit. You don't take on people's crap. This is me. This is who I am. And if they don't like it, do you know what I mean? It's just like, nah, sorry, And that, I think that's because you've learned who you are. And you're kind of, this is me. If you love me, love me. If you don't, you don't. And that's absolutely fine because, I just don't feel you put up with people's crap. And I think that's a good way to be, honey. I really do. So it's kind of validation for you from spirit, because it just like, there's no harm in being that way. And be you. Don't stop being you is what I'm hearing, because, the way you are, I was just going to say, the way you dress is how you express yourself. You wear your hair. Even your jewelry, it's, it's you, it's who you are. And if, others, and it's the way to be, honey, basically. And spirit are coming in and just saying, don't stop being you, because the thing is, if you stop being you, you're not being that beacon of light that you are. You know what I mean? And you are such a massive beacon of light, even if you don't see that. But you really, really are, and that's what I'm hearing. And walk your own beat, talk your own talk. You know what I mean? That's the way to be. You do not get dragged into other people's bullshit, and it's the best way to be. So good on you, because it really feels spirit just want to give you a pat on the back. Just for being you, Shelley. So good on you. Okay, Lisa, thank you. Thank you for joining. I hope it helped anyway, hon. I know it's getting quite late over there, so thank you for tuning in, Lisa. Take care. But Shelley, good on you. I just feel in your life, though, you don't take no prisoners. I feel that, you just keep being you, because you are a vivacious light, and I think I think you are kind of a vivacious light. There's some people like to want to squash you, because they can't handle you being you, and it's just tough poo. That's what I'm hearing from Spirit. It's just tough. You know what I mean? Tough. If they don't like you, leave the building. If they don't want to hang around with you, then stop being friends with you. You know, you are you, and don't ever change, because we need more like you in the world. I love it, because I think anyone who can express themselves through their hair, different colors, they wear what they want, they you know what I mean? It's personal expression, but it's what makes you happy, and it's what makes you walk your path as a soul, you know? And like I say, if other people can't handle that, then, you know, they need to bog off, is what I'm hearing. So I hope my message, Shelley, has made sense, because that's just what I was hearing for you. So who knows, you know, it's so funny. I think so, Miranda, that's what us all strive for, but not all of us have the confidence to be like that, you know. A lot of us out there in the world probably, you know, aren't being who we want to be because we're probably scared to be who we want to be. Not me personally, but, you know, if you've had, you know, well, if you've had the issues of being, you know, kind of sat upon, and you're a sensitive soul, these things happen. Do you know what I mean? But no, I just love it. And that's basically what Spirit had to say for you, Shelley. So I really hope that kind of, you know, that kind of helps. Hi, Amy. Is there a thing that you did? Is there concerns that she's not in the light, Amy? But then, have you heard from her, Amy Santos? Have you not heard from her? I'm hearing. Because I feel like you've already heard from her. Maybe I've made that up, but it feels like she's there. She's never left. I think that's the energy I get with this. Okay, I'm hearing. So it feels like, yes, she's passed, but she's obviously, there is no death. It's just the spirit that comes out of the body. So she's gone home, but it feels like she's by his side pretty much all the time. And it feels like you've either been to another spiritual person and they've told you this. Yeah, because has she come through, though? Because it just feels like she's never left his side, you know? She's just that very nurturing, that nurturing energy I get with her. But she's in the light, hun, and I feel she's with him. This is what I get. I totally get she's with him. In visitation, obviously, because she's had to go to the light to then come back. So she's in visitation, but it's just like I'm hearing she's never away from him. She's always around him and supporting, I'm hearing him. So, but it feels like he feels her. And I'm being told to ask him when he feels her, or sees or gets the image of her in his mind's eye, that's her coming through, letting him know she's there. And this is what I'm hearing. I don't actually have her energy here with me. But I hear that she's kind of with him all the time. So she doesn't leave his side. But just let him know, Amy, the fact that if he is seeing her in his mind's eye, or she's popping into his head, that's her way of letting him know she's with her. Because sometimes when people pass and they come into your mind and you think, oh, I'm thinking about dad or mum, you're not actually realising it's their way of popping that into their head or your head to let you know they're actually there with you. Because all of us have the gifts, you know? All of us do. We're just on this plane, things take us away from that and shut the pineal gland down because everything's got fluoride in it. So, you know, the thing is with the pineal gland, it's like a muscle. The more you use it, the easier it becomes to use the muscle. But on this plane, we do have a lot of things to shut that down. But she's there. She's there, and I really feel she's trying to communicate that to him. And of course, but he has to know there is no death. It's just the body. The body gives up the ghost, and we pass, you know, because the body's failed. But the spirit goes home. But it just really feels like she's there with him and hasn't kind of left his side. And she's not resting because of the fact that he is like missing her so much. Okay, I'm hearing he hasn't grieved for her yet. So, you know, understand that it's a personal thing, grief, and get him to keep talking. This is what I'm hearing, Amy, because he's not good at expression anyway, but get him to keep talking, because this will help him process stuff. So kind of drag stuff out of him, because it feels like you're saying to him, "You okay?" And he's like, "Yeah," you know. So trying to keep him talking about stuff, because he's just not really expressing either how he's feeling. But I don't actually have her energy here at the moment to bring messages. She's not actually here. So I don't know what's going on with that. Something just jumped up, but I'm not actually feeling her energy here. Yeah, he's not expressing himself, honey. That's what I'm saying. And he needs to understand there is no death, but it's going to take him time to process this, because he feels like his world's ended, is what I'm getting. But you're talking to him, you're doing your best, and that's all you can do. But try and he doesn't express it, but it's like in a way he doesn't know how to. And you seem to be the only person, Amy, that he speaks to about anything to. But, you know, try and get him to understand there is no death, and that she's just gone home, which is the God's honest truth. You know, once the body has given up the ghost, as I call it, we go home, we go to heaven, the heaven planes, the different dimensions of heaven. But I feel that, but you're there for him, exactly. But he's got to work through this. And the thing is, the only thing with, like I say, grief, it's such a personal thing. Some people get over it, and there's no quicker than the others. There's no time limit here. You're just doing your best for him. But try and make him understand, if you can, I'm hearing, that there is actually no death, and that she is there with him. And please repeat what I said. This whole scenario of he's got her in his mind's eye. Her face is popping up in his head. She's going to be there. She's going to be there. Oh, don't talk to me about that, Amy. I miss my grandmother's tea every day. I've never found anyone to make a tea like my grandmother. You know, and this is the thing, guys. We do. I mean, my father, I lost him when I was young. Most of you know that. And, you know, it's tough, because we miss them in the physical. And even me as a psychic medium, do you know what I'm saying? My dad comes in, my boys come in, my grandparents come in. But it's just difficult because, you know, they're not in the physical, but he's around her for sure. But he just needs to process this stuff. He just needs to process this stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm hearing when he's ready, it feels like he's like not ready to hear a lot of stuff as well. And I feel like you're trying to do your best to uplift him, but it's like he's got to help himself a bit here as well, I'm hearing. But I'll leave that with you, because I haven't got her energy. I just know she's there. I know she's in the light. She's come back and she's with him, because he's not settled. She's not settling because he's not settled. So that's why she's there, letting him know she's around. So I hope that's helped, because she's not far away from him. And more to the point, guys, none of our relatives are far away from us. You know, when they pass, they, you know, they head home and then they come back in visitation all the time, you know, to help us, lead us, guide us forward on this plane, you know. They don't forget us, and they come back and help us as much as they can, you know. I bet you do, Amy, because she's around him a lot, and if you're around him, you know, she thinks, you know, I'm sure she would think you're a good influence on him to help him express himself, because he's just not great at expression. So bless his heart. It is hard, and especially if people don't believe in the life after death thing. That might be down to religion or just belief, personal belief, you know. It is hard, but obviously for someone like myself, I couldn't speak to the dead if they were dead, you know. So this is one thing I always, you know, kind of, you know, it's a process. Grief is a process like everything else in this life, you know. It's a process, an experience, whether that be good, bad, or indifferent, you know. But I feel for you, darling. Yeah, I did kind of get you were in a long distance relationship, but you, you know, you give so much. You're a lovely soul, Amy, and I know you're trying to be there for him. Exactly. No, I know he doesn't believe in all that. That's what I said. Oh, you said yeah, but you know, you can only do so much, my sweetheart. And you know, you're trying, and you know, just don't be too hard on yourself if you feel you're not getting through, because you can lead the horse to water, as the saying goes, but you can't make it drink. Okay, and that's where I'm at with that. That's literally where I'm at, and that's what Spirit is saying. So I hope that helps you. Bless your heart. My pleasure. My pleasure. But yeah, because guys, remember, as souls, evolving souls, we're all here for different lessons, different life experiences, however good or bad those experiences are. As souls, we're all here for different experiences. So, you know, I know it sounds daft, but where, for instance, say a friend of mine, I could see where they're going wrong. It's not for me to tell them, because that's coming from ego and it's not the best place, but also it's their experiences to evolve as souls, and you can only do so much, Amy, you know. And I you know, I feel you. Oh, you're a little angel, and such a giving soul. But you know, I understand you try so hard with this situation, but it definitely is that whole thing of you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. God bless you too. Bless you. But I hope that's helped. But it's up to him whether he starts listening, is what I'm hearing. So he seems to be, you know, very here. So, you know, there's, like I said, there's only so much any of us can do for a soul before they help themselves, is what I'm hearing. So God love you, my darling. And I hope that helps, Amy, because I am feeling you're trying to help and do everything you can do, but this is kind of feels a little bit on him as well. He has got to kind of help himself. Okay, so I hope that helps, my darling. I really, really do. Guys, if any of you do want private readings, like I say, you can get me at, I've had to change my flipping name. You can get me at Facebook at the bottom here, Suzi Parrett, P-E-R-R-E-T-T, or email me for a reading. They usually take up to an hour, my readings, and I love doing them. They're very relevant to what's going on in your life at this time, and also what Spirit want to say. And like I say, sorry, I do have to charge because I have to keep a roof over my head. But much love to you guys. I'm going to shoot. But I hope the messages I gave resonated and helped. And I'll see you next week. Okay, my darling, I will see you next week. Thank you for joining me. Much love to you guys. And I will see you next week. Oh, oh, bless you. Thank you. Thank you, Miranda, for my good feedback. Thank you. But I'll speak to you guys soon. Thank you. Keep safe. Love you guys. Wherever you are in the world, just keep safe. Much love. Okay. Mwah. Bye.